Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to Lisa's Coloring Corner. I want to continue coloring in this Flower Mandalas book by Kameliya Angelkova. We had started this mandala, and so we will continue on this one. Let me zoom you back in. And I was coloring them with these Crayola. They're called fine liners, but they're not your typical fine liners. They have a bigger nib, and they're just perfect for coloring with. I really like them. So we left off here. So what should we do this color with? Haven't used orange in a while, so I think we'll go with orange. All right, so how is everybody doing? I am recording this on Tuesday evening. The kids just left, and Bob went to bed, so I thought this will be a good time to finish up this picture. I am having an extremely stressful week. It is not going to go fast enough. Thank heavens it is a 3-day weekend, well, 4-day weekend for me. I will need it. I won't go into what is stressing me out. Just suffice it to say, my patients have been tested thoroughly, and I don't know if I'm passing. Oh, my heavens. Yeah. I have seen comments from other YouTubers that they're not necessarily having the best of weeks either. I'm looking to see, are we kind of out of focus here? Let me see. No, that's definitely worse. There, I guess that's better. Okay. So yeah, I think a lot of us are getting stressed. Or, I know there's been a lot of illnesses going around too. It's these darn spring illnesses, and it seems like the spring and summer flus and colds, I don't know, probably my imagination, but it just seems like they hang on a lot longer, don't they? Knock on wood, but Maddie has not been sick in a while. It seems like that girl catches anything and everything. And when she gets colds, she is absolutely miserable. Well, I guess we all are, right? Colds and flus are not any fun. And I'm so glad I don't have allergies, because I hear from many of you and other color tubists that allergies are supposed to be particularly bad this year. And I know our pollen counts here in Wisconsin have been pretty high too. So, yeah, I'm lucky in that regard. Update on the baby mourning doves. We kind of had a tragedy. I feel so bad. The one baby I don't know if it fell out of the nest, was attempting to fly, but it was down on the garage floor. And I was going outside to take Bella potty, and before I seen that it was on the garage floor, Bella went running after it. And before I could pull her back, she did manage to get a hold of it, and there were feathers all over the garage floor, and it kinda, I'm not sure, it's kinda hard to tell, but I think its one wing is broke. So I don't think it's gonna make it. I am in the morning going to call the DNR here in Wausau to see if they take injured mourning doves, or if they know where I could take this poor little thing to help it out some. The mom and dad have been staying away longer and longer. Mom first came back now tonight, and they have both been gone since yesterday morning. There was nobody in there overnight with them. And I did read online that that's kind of normal. They start staying away longer and longer the older the chicks get. Well, are they called chicks? Or is that just chickens? So I suppose that's normal. They stay away longer and longer because they figure once the babies get hungry enough, they are going to fly off and look for food. Well, these two did not fly off, even the one that's not injured. They kind of just stayed huddled together up in the nest. And I was afraid Mom and Dad abandoned them, because the night before they were both down huddled together. It was so cute, on the garage floor near the front of the garage, and Mommy was right outside the garage door, I think, keeping guard. At least that's what it seemed like. So when my daughter came to pick up the kids, she noticed that they were sitting down there. I kind of left them because I thought, well, I wanted to see what Mom did with them, if she, would somehow get them back up into the nest, and I wanted to see if this injured one could fly. But Heather comes in with the two baby birds in her hands and said, "Did you want these down on the floor or did you want them up in the nest?" And I said, well, I had left them down there to see what Mom was going to do with them. And she says they didn't even really, neither one of them really even moved when she went to get them. So I said, well, as long as you got them, let's put them back up in the nest. And it's really hard to reach up there because that shelf that they're nesting on is quite high up. And this is still a little bright. Is that, it keeps moving. What the heck? All right, stop. Stop. Uh-oh. What's going on? It keeps adjusting all on its own. Okay, I'm going to have to pause the video and see what's going on. Be right back. Oh, there we go. What in the world happened? I don't know. Maybe I should just leave well enough alone. We'll stay there. It's still kind of bright in on the iPad, I see, so this is not that bright of a green, but that's okay. It looks okay. So yeah, we got the ladder out and got the baby birds back up in their nest, and I was so afraid they were gonna both come back down, because no sooner did I get this injured one when I finally caught it after Bella got at it. I finally managed to catch it. It had gone underneath my car, and Jaden was here at that time, so he went on one side of the car, I went on the other side of the car by the tire, so it couldn't really see me, and Jaden kind of shooed it over by me. It came out, seeing I was there then, and went over by all the stuff that we have on the other side of the garage, but I did manage to finally catch it, and stood on a couple things so I could reach the nest, and got the baby, the injured one, back up in the nest. Next time I went out there, it was back down off that shelf, off the nest, and in the window underneath the shelf, so I knew it was going to end up back on the garage floor. And it did. And then, like I said, the next thing I know, they're both down there. But Mommy was outside them guarding them. After putting them back up in the nest this last time, now they did both stay up there. But like I said, Mom and Dad have been staying away. They were by themselves all night last night. And then all day today, and I was so afraid that they had abandoned the babies because we had touched them. But this last time when I was out in the garage, Mommy was up there, so I'm still gonna call tomorrow though about that injured one. Then I'll have to try to catch it, if they can do something for it. I think I would just put it in the cat carrier if I need to take it in. So that should be fun. But it would be good if they can help this poor thing out, because otherwise it's just not going to make it. There's just no way. If it's not able to fly at all, there's just no way it would make it. And I know it's just a bird, it's just a mourning dove, but, you know, we've kind of all gotten attached to them. Even Bob. He's an animal lover, too. He didn't know I was out there the one time, and when he first got here from working, I heard him say, "Well, hi, birdies." So he talks to them too. I'm not the only one. And they are getting so big. Sometimes it's really hard to tell when you kind of try to peek up there, because it's kind of hard to see. They're so high up. Whether it truly is the babies or whether one of the parents is up there. You know, the parents still are, of course, bigger than the babies, but one of the babies is quite a bit bigger than the other. And the bigger one is the one that is not injured. The smaller one is the one that's hurt. And so the bigger one has a bigger head, and it's kind of hard to tell if it's mom or dad or the baby. So, yeah, I feel so bad. And then the other stress of the week, you know, it's like, oh, everything together, just, So, we'll see what they say in the morning. They open at 8, so at least I'll be able to call them before I get the kids. And be able to actually have a conversation without the interruptions and the yelling and the... You guys with kids know what I mean. As soon as you get on the phone, they all want your attention, right? Or even pets sometimes. Sometimes. Oh, man. It can be as bad as kids, and so sometimes they can be as naughty. I know when Bella was a puppy, and of course puppies chew. She had chewed up a new pair of tennies, and she chewed up some sandals. And at least she was, you know, little. She couldn't chew up what some bigger dogs can chew. She didn't have the strength in her mouth like what bigger dogs would have, but she was still a destructive little thing. And of course she doesn't chew now anymore, except for on things she's supposed to be chewing. She loves her rawhide chewies and her little green dental sticks. So yeah, kind of bummed out about the birdies. Like I told Bob, you know, with them being in the garage and Mom and Dad wanting them to, you know, start venturing out on their own and, you know, flying. You know, it's one thing to be in a tree and start to fly and kind of venture out on your own, but they're in the garage, and they're in the back of the garage, which is the opposite end of where the door is. So are they going to venture out? I don't know. There were times, though, before this one got injured, that, and Bob said the same thing, that I would look up there and I couldn't see either one of them. But again, with that shelf being up so high, they could have been back farther on the shelf and we wouldn't have seen them, so I don't know. Typically you can see them though, so they could have maybe ventured out, and maybe, you know, because they see Mom and Dad flying in and out, that they know that's the way out. I'm hoping. And with them having up to laying eggs up to 6 times, we know once these are gone that there's going to be more eggs in there. So it's like, I don't know if this, you know, at first I thought, oh yeah, you guys are smart. This is a safe place. And when it rains and cold and windy, they're protected from all that. So it's like, yeah, that was a good idea to nest in there. Well, maybe not. With them being up on that shelf, I don't know if that baby fell off the edge. I'm kind of suspecting that's what happened. So I don't know what we can do to help eliminate that problem, if there is anything. So we shall see. I'll have to talk to Bob about that and see if we can put like maybe a secondary shelf a little bit lower than that one and put it out farther. The only problem is the window's right there, so I don't know if that's even possible. Oh, I was going to mention, for those of us who used to be able to order from Printworks, I don't know if anybody ordered, you know, like any Maria Trolle's books, or, you know, before they're available here in the States, you could order them from Printworks. And I know I got Blomster Mandala, is that what it was called? I can't remember now. From Printworks. Well, then I tried ordering Flora, the new book by, is it Maria Trolle, or is it Clara Markova? Maria, I think, Trolle. Yeah. And it looks just gorgeous. So I seen it was available on Printworks. So I tried ordering it, even though United States was not an option as far as the country. And I thought, well, you know, must just be a goof up on their end. But no, it wasn't. Let's go with blue on the inside, I think. It wasn't. They no longer ship to the United States. It's like, oh, why did you do that? But they then told me that sometime in May they were going to be getting a United States site set up. And I'm like, oh, good, good, good. And I got an email yesterday, I think it was, that the United States site is up and running. So I went on there. I was so excited to look for this Flora book. Could not find it, couldn't find any coloring book. So I emailed them back. And here, Printworks is working through kind of like an independent distributor here in the States. And they have elected, at least at this time, to not carry adult coloring books. I'm like, what? No, say it isn't so. So even though we do have a Printworks in the States now, you still cannot get the adult coloring books on the Printworks site. Grr. So just thought I'd pass along that little tidbit of information, because I know when I ordered mine, I forgot whose flipped through. Was it Grace? I cannot remember. It might have been her. And I'm like, oh, this book is stunning. And so I'm like, oh, I have to get this book. And one of you, my subscribers, asked where I ordered my copy from. And I said Printworks. And so evidently she had tried ordering it, and she noticed that they no longer shipped to the United States. So I told her I would check into it and get back to her, and it's like, yeah, you're right. They don't ship to the United States, but they were going to be opening up a United States website. So she said to make sure I let her know when that opens up. So I thought that's why I would mention it in this video. That, yes, it's open, but no coloring books. I suppose they can't get the printed coloring books over here for a reasonable price, and then, you know, would have to pass that bigger price tag onto us, or it is just kind of impossible for them to get any large supply of all of those coloring books. So I guess we have to wait until Flora comes out. When is it? This August? It's this fall sometime. August maybe? I know there's, you know, a few coming out in October, like Johanna's book, and there's one other one. Hannah Carlson's maybe. But I think Flora's coming out here in the States a little before those, so it might have been August or September. You can pre-order it on Amazon. So yeah, we here in the States just have to wait longer. And impatient people like me don't like that. Especially for those books that we just can't get here. You know, we in the States are so lucky with all the stuff that we can get here in the States, and other countries can't. I mean, we can get a lot of stuff pretty reasonable. And some of that stuff, even if it happens to be available like to Canada, it is so expensive for them up there. And, you know, many times isn't available at all to them. So yeah, I mean, we are lucky that we can get what we do get. Except for these. I had applied for, every morning I go on Aliexpress and I apply for the freebies. I have a video out there on how to go about that every day. If you're not aware of this, you can go on Aliexpress's site and you can apply for 2 freebies every day. And so every morning I go on there and I collect my coins, and then I apply for the freebies. And as I was looking through all the things that were available today, I just had to laugh and take a double take on this one. And I clicked on it so that I could get the details on it. It is, because at first I wasn't even sure what it was. And when I looked at it more closely, it is an attachment for your phone. And what it does, it's for when you want a picture of your pet, and more your dog than any other pet. But it has this little scooper that you would put a treat in, and then you fling it, and it flings out in the air. So you can get a picture of your pet catching this treat. I thought, oh my heavens, they come up with everything nowadays. Oh my God. So yeah, it's like a little spoon, kinda, that you put a treat in, and then you pull it back and you let it fling. Oh, I thought that was hilarious. Between all the selfie sticks, and now they got stuff for pets. Oh boy. Be kind of neat, I guess, if you could get a video of that and then do it in slow motion. Like you see sometimes on America's Funniest Home Videos. Does anybody watch American Idol? Their finale was this past Sunday too. It's like all the finales are, are happening right now to all the shows. And then the summer shows are going to be coming out, and they're all like game shows, and I don't like game shows. So I'm like, ugh. But if you watch American Idol, did the person you wanted to win? I was shocked when it was, down to the last three, and Maddie got voted out. I'm like, oh my gosh. She was my second choice. My first choice was Lane, and he won. Yay! I mean, Alejandro had a very good voice too, but it just wasn't my kind of music. He was an awesome guitar player though. Wow. And he wrote the vast majority of the songs that he sang throughout the competition were all his own original songs. So I think he is still going to have an awesome career, even though he came in second. In the past, some of those contestants that came in second did almost better than the person that won. I think it all depends on your publicist. Is that what they're called for singing, or is it just authors that write books? I don't know. Let's go this way. Yeah, I'm glad I made this into a two-part color and chat, because I know the first one was, it was over an hour, wasn't it? I can't remember now. And this one we're already on a half an hour, so it's probably going to be similar. Probably going to be around an hour also. We had on the news the other day, they were talking about, and I don't remember where it was, but they were talking about how some stupid jerk, I'm sorry, but he went and burnt down a whole bunch of beehives, honey beehives, and all the honey that was in it. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Why would somebody want to do that? I mean, there's no reason. We need the honeybees, and so many bees are disappearing the way it is. And he goes and burns down, I guess it was a big, where there were a lot of hives. Because this guy collected all the honey, and I think he was, selling the honey. Yeah, and this guy comes and burns them all down. All the bees died, or I think the vast majority of them did. I'm assuming some maybe got out, but I'm sure the queen died. Oh, some people in this world, right? They just make no sense. I hope they caught the guy who did it. I didn't hear anything after that, whether they did find him or not. Am I off camera? No? Okay. So yeah, I thought that was awful. So many bad things going on in the world. Man, it's like every time you turn on the news, there's a school shooting or some other, mass shooting in some religious building, or just so much hate in the world. I think it's this stressful life everybody's leading these days. All the bullying, that doesn't help. At least for some of these school shootings, it seems like that's sometimes the reason. These kids were bullied and they go in and shoot and they don't care who they get. Or they commit suicide, so which one is worse? Well, I suppose the shooting would be worse because he'd be taking out a bunch of kids with him. And we just had a firefighter, it was so sad, that was killed in the line of duty. He was just responding to, it wasn't a fire. I can't remember why this rescue unit was called. But yeah, there was a guy with a gun, and there were a number of cops there too. One of the cops got shot too, but he's going to be okay. But this firefighter died, and they just had his funeral yesterday. So it's like, oh, that was so sad. They showed all the people that lined the streets as they came through town. Boy, I am just a bundle of good news today, ain't I? Oh, let's get on to happier subjects. Let's see. What happier subject shall we talk about? It's been very cold and windy and rainy here, but we are supposed to start warming up. This weekend is supposed to be beautiful. Close to 70, partly sunny. So I'll get to mow lawn on Saturday. It is really going to be a hay field by that time, but oh, I'm going to have fun mowing. I know. Guys think I'm crazy. No, mowing lawn is great. And I'll just mow the one side and the back. Back is the biggest part. Then I'll take a rest. And then go out and mow the other side and the front. Those are the smallest sides, but they're kind of the hardest because they're both at the steepest angle, especially the one side. Ugh, that one's a bummer to mow. Mowing sideways because I don't want to go up and down. It's a very steep section of the lawn going down to my neighbor's house, and so I mow it sideways so I don't have to go up and down, but still not easy. But we shall do it. Imagine I'll have quite a few barrels of grass clippings. We only have 4 barrels, so if it's more than that, we'll have to go empty out some and then come back and finish. Bob always takes them down. I shouldn't say we. I don't even know. I know it's back behind the high school where you can go and take clippings and things that, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? Not deteriorate. You know, like what forms mulch. I can't think of the word. I keep thinking deteriorate or disintegrate. But you know what I mean. So yeah, I know there's a dumping ground back there. And Bob says some people just, they'll bring stuff down there to dump that should not be back there. We've already taken branches and stuff down, but we kind of assume you can take that kind of stuff down there too. It's mostly just yard things that you can take down there. I don't remember Marathon ever having their spring cleanup weekend. Or days, I should say. I remember Wassa did, but I don't remember us having one where you can put your appliances out and furniture and whatever, and they'll pick them up. It's always kind of nice that they do that. Where else do you take it? I know there's certain appliances, though, you have to actually pay, I think. I know the one time when I still lived in my previous place, but it wasn't spring cleanup, that's right. I called the garbage company because I had a microwave that I had to get rid of, and I had to pay for them to come pick that up. But yeah, that's right, it wasn't spring cleanup. I called the garbage company specifically to come get it. So I don't know if spring cleanup takes all of that. And I was going to check with Best Buy to see if they still take old printers and computers and things in for nothing. I have a old printer that went kaput on me, and that's why I got this, or black and white and a laser color printer. And so far I'm really liking them, especially the fact that you don't have these ink cartridges that get dried up or clogged up, or, you know, I really like the toner ones because, number one, they really last a long time. They may be, you know, the toner cartridges may initially be a little more expensive than your ink, but they last forever. Unless you're printing on a daily basis. Yeah, they last a long, long time. And of course, I don't get the genuine Brother toner cartridges. They cost a fortune. If you want to get all 4 colors, you know, the black and then the 3 colors. Oh my heavens. You're talking big bucks. So I buy the generic ones. I think they're probably refilled ones on eBay, but they are guaranteed. And I did have my last set. I was having problems with them. Oh no, those were ones I ordered off of Amazon. Yeah, not eBay. And they did honor their guarantee and sent me some new ones free. So, all right, we're going to make these stems green too. Not sure what we're going to do for the flowers up here. Maybe, yellow and something. Yellow and orange. Yellow and red, maybe. I don't know. We'll see after we get the stems done what kind of calls out to me. So, we are getting close to having this done. The other day I had such a scare. I was in the garage. I think I was going to be taking Bella out. No sooner did I get the door closed, huge crow flew up from the driveway right by the garage door. And these crows are big. Big, black, ugly things. I don't like them. And there were 2 smaller birds there too. And as this crow took off, one of these small birds took off after this crow and was dive bombing the crow. Oh my gosh, it looked so funny. I don't know, do crows, are they the type of bird that go after like eggs in a nest or something? And this mommy or daddy was really ticked at it. Because I know there are some birds that do that. I just don't know if crows do that, and that's why this smaller bird, I couldn't tell what kind of bird it was because they took off so fast, but I could tell the big one, of course, was a big crow. But yeah, just seeing this little bird, and it looks so much smaller compared to the crow. And I'm like, you go, little birdie. You chase them away. Across the street here where that big, I don't know what to call it because it's not a field, but it's the big grassy play area for the school. You look out there in the morning and there's all kinds of big crows out there. And boy, they're noisy too when they caw back and forth to each other. It's like, get out of here. Go back out in the country. I can remember growing up in the country and stuff. Oh, we'd have a lot of crows. And yeah, noisy. Alrighty. What does it look like that we should do? I don't know. Maybe we'll just do yellow, orange, and red. How does that sound? So I'm going to get all 3 and open them, and we're just going to do each flower with all 3 colors at once, so I'm not flipping you around and making you sick any more than I already am. All right, so let's do this one. So I think we'll do yellow in the middle. Then we will do red here. And red up here. I don't want to have all of these orange. And then orange in the middle. How's that look? I kind of like that. All right, let's go back to yellow. And then red. Trying to hold these big long markers in my left hand. Long as I don't drop one on the page. I see a shadow flying over my book. Is there a little gnat up there or something? Better not be a mosquito. I hate it when mosquitoes get in the house. Because you'll be sitting there relaxing, trying to color or watch TV or something, and all of a sudden you get this buzz in your ear. Nothing that drives me more nuts is to have this stupid mosquito buzzing in your ear. And it just keeps coming back and back and back. And you try to catch it and slap it silly. You wait for it to land on your arm so you can get it. Then you just about got it and it flies off. Just like flies. Get the fly swatter out. Wait till it lands on you and swat yourself and you don't even get the fly. Whoops, we want the red one. We don't have really too many mosquitoes or flies out yet. Not yet. They'll be coming, I'm sure. As a rule, we don't get too many flies in the house either. Used to have ants, them itty bitty sweet ants. But now Bob sprays around the house so we don't get ants or spiders, thank God, or anything in the house. I hate spiders. Don't mind snakes, don't mind mice, although I'm glad we don't get them in the house either. Yeah, I don't mind most things, but spiders, and I don't care if it's a teeny weeny little minuscule spider. I was doing diamond painting once, and all of a sudden one came down my drafting table, and I just about freaked. And it wasn't real big, but I'm just like, Bob, come get this spider. No, that one I killed. But if I don't have to, I won't. Ew, 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 ew. Don't like them. Anybody else have a phobia of spiders? Seems like that's a pretty common one. It seems like phobia of heights and spiders. And maybe snakes. Rodents, but it seems like spiders is the most common. Like, oh, what was the name of that show? Where you had to do a bunch of these, all these crazy things to try to win money. What the heck was the name of that? And invariably, one of the things was to go in, I don't mean to be freaking anybody out, was to go in this cage and lay down in it. And they would release all these tarantulas. And they would crawl all over them. Or snakes, one or the other. That one wouldn't freak me out quite as much. But the spiders, oh my God. I had to look away. I couldn't watch. All right, we are done after that story. Leave you on a good note. Now everybody's going to be itching and crawling between flies, mosquitoes, spiders, and snakes. You're welcome. Hope nobody has nightmares tonight. If you're still watching this and you didn't turn me off. So sorry. All right. How do you like it? Now that is one bright, colorful mandala. So, thank you for watching this video. I hope you did enjoy it. And if you did, please hit that like button. And subscribe if you are new to my channel. I would love to have you. Again, I hope everybody is having a terrific week and happy coloring. Bye, guys.